We should be live right now. We are live. We are live for what is going to be now the first, well, not even the first stream. Well, the first stream back in a couple of days. Like I streamed last Thursday. We have taken 5 days off streaming. Obviously, we are going to be looking at we've obviously looked at a lot different streaming schedules since then, but obviously today we're going to be just talking about training camp stuff. That is the goal, is to talk about the OWL training camp, which is obviously what is happening right now. So it's Fever Media Day, and we're going to be talking about, if you guys are watching this live stream a little bit later, we're going to be talking about other teams. We're going to be talking about training camp in general. We're going to be talking about what is expected, and we're going to be talking about a lot of other things. So yeah, obviously we're going to be live for about an hour today. We're going to be live between an hour and 15 minutes. Mississippi here. How are you? What time is it for all of you guys? What time is it for every one of you guys? Because obviously, like, look, being in Ireland, it's a completely different old time here. Like, it's 4 p.m. So I'm going to be live till about 5:30-ish, 5:30. So, yeah, so we're going to be live for that, till that. So, it is 10 a.m. Central Time. Wow. So, you're averaging 2 steals a game. It depends. It really depends. I can see her. She'll average over a steal a game. There's a possibility of that. I think she might average over a block a game, to be honest. Especially if she has to take on more of an assignment guarding small forwards. It is... yeah. $7 p.m. So what country, if it's 7 p.m. for you, are you Eastern Europe then, is it? Or parts of Asia? 4:09 p.m. Snap. Same here. But anyway, we are going to be talking about, what do you guys want to hear first? Oh, UAE, yeah. I was like, it's either Eastern Europe or Western Asia. But if you guys have not seen this, so obviously today is the media day for the Fever, so there's going to be an awful lot of talk right here. There's going to be a lot of talk. And if you guys have not seen this right here from Aaliyah Boston. So Aaliyah Boston is obviously being asked about Caitlin Clark. And it's in an obvious one, in a very, very obvious thing. This is what Aaliyah Boston has said about what the biggest change is in Caitlin Clark.
Now that you've had a year playing with each other, where do you see...
Why is this so low? Why is the volume so low? Please tell me at least you can hear Aaliyah.
This year compared to maybe last year?
I feel like everyone talks about it. I'll see it on social media. They're like, Caitlin has so strong muscles, and don't tell her I said that. don't even mention that.
Yeah.
But I think her strength, I mean, she gets in the paint and she's able to bully her way in and finish strong at the basket. I mean, everyone talks about, once again, her three-point shooting, and we've all seen her passing, but I think her ability to get downhill and really just stay on balance and score the ball, I think is going to be...
Why is the volume so low in that? Like, I have to get a higher volume of that. But basically, she's talking about Caitlin Clark being able to get downhill and bully her way inside, which is, I mean, very, very true. Very, very true. Where is it? Here we go. Is this louder?
Compared to maybe last year?
I feel like everyone talks about it. I'll see it on social media. They're like, Caitlin is so... don't even mention that.
Yeah.
But I think her strength, I mean, she gets in the paint and she's able to bully her way in and finish strong at the basket. I mean, everyone talks about, once again, her three-point
So,
shooting.
yeah, that is a big thing. That is a big, big thing. Okay, you guys can hear fine, so I must just have the low volume on my computer. But that is a massive thing when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because like everyone, like one of her biggest problems last year was her strength. It was an issue. We can be completely honest here. Like, her strength was a problem, and it's not gonna be a problem anymore. And again, it's not like she's gone full Kelsey Plum on it. It's not like Caitlin Clark has gone full Kelsey Plum. It's not like she's bulked up to the like size where she is one of the bigger guards in the league. But we saw last year, even post Olympic break, that she was able to she was posting up smaller guards. And what it's going to allow Fever to, the Fever to do is huge, because if you want to look at, say, WNBA we're going to look at the Liberty. We're going to look at their, the rosters construction. So the New York Liberty, if you're looking at their team, so obviously, most of these people aren't going to make the team. Their starting five is going to be Stewie, Jonquel, Sabrina, Phoebish, and Tash Cloud. Who's Sabrina guarding? Sabrina cannot guard Caitlin. Caitlin's just going to play bully ball on Sabrina. So they're going to have to probably put Tash Cloud on Caitlin. Sabrina's then got to guard Kelsey Mitchell. So it becomes infinitely more difficult. And because Leonie Phoebish is so much stronger, or say not so much stronger, because Duana Bonner is so much taller, Leonie Phoebish has to guard Duana Bonner. And we're looking at championship matchups. When we're looking at championship matchups, if they're in a playoff situation, it makes Caitlin Clark infinitely more difficult to guard. And I've stand by this. First game of the season, if you are the Chicago Sky, if I'm the Chicago Sky, the only player on the Sky, Ariel Atkins can actually do a bit of a job on Caitlin Clark. The problem is that no one else in the Sky can guard Kelsey Mitchell. But if I'm the Sky, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, Angel starting on Caitlin. I still think Caitlin cooks Angel, by the way, but I think Caitlin cooks Angel less than she cooks Sloot. I don't know how you can even consider putting Sloot on her, but then you can't put Sloot on Kelsey Mitchell either, because she's just going to overpower Sloot. And that's the thing. We forget how tall Caitlin Clark is. She is a 6-foot guard, and she's not a weak six. She's not a passive 6-foot guard. Why the Fever didn't sign Janelle Salone? Because she's leaving in the middle of the season, and it's championship or bust this year. Paige, the most frail looking player in the WNBA. Howler body hold up. She's nowhere near the most frail looking player in the WNBA. There are a lot of skinnier players than Paige Bueckers, but I think Paige Bueckers is going to hold up like Caitlin last year. She's going to get hit hard early, and she's going to be shell shocked. She's going to be shell shocked with how hard she gets hit early on in the year. So I do think that when it comes to Paige, I think she'll be fine, but I don't think she's also going to get hit as hard as Caitlin did last year. She's going to get hit, but she's not going to get hit as hard. But when it comes to Caitlin, you've now got a point guard who is built like a small forward. Why would Angel guard Caitlin? Because the Fever's power forward, the Sky are probably starting Beck Allen, who's a 3-4, who can guard power forwards, who started power forward last year for the Phoenix. Beck Allen goes and guards Natasha Howard. Beck Allen can't guard Caitlin. Center on center matchup. You don't guard your position. Caitlin's not going to guard the other team's point guard ever. Let's be real. If Caitlin's guarding the other team's point guard instead of where there's something's gone seriously wrong with their defensive system, something that's seriously wrong. Thank you, Elbows up for the £10. Really appreciate that. From somewhere in England, or maybe Jersey or Guernsey, or maybe Gibraltar. Gibraltar use £1 as well. But yeah, I just think the Caitlin's bulk, if all of a sudden Caitlin is able to attack the basket, if she's not able to attack the basket, she was already able to attack the basket, but if she's able to play a bit of bully ball, if she's able to play a little bit of bully ball, it means if they're ever in a spread offense, you can't just physically rough up Caitlin anymore, which it worked last year. It worked. It did work. We can't lie and say a lot of times when Caitlin Clark was struggling was because she was getting physically beaten up, and that's not going to happen. And Aaliyah Boston again confirming it. And the fact is, Aaliyah Boston has literally come out and basically said, literally came out and said, she's able to bully her way into the paint right now. And it's not like the Fever have weak defenders on her. She's being guarded by Bree Hall. She's being guarded by Sophie Cunningham, by Lexi Hall in practice. And if she's out there bullying them, she's not going to be facing that much more physical defenders in the WNBA. She's really not. She's going to be facing more physical defenders, but not significantly more physical defenders than them. So, yeah, the fact that Leah Boston has coming out and said that is very fair. Is very fair, and it means that obviously it's a thing, because she's not gonna. Let's be real. No one's gonna be putting a target on Caitlin. No one on that team, if Caitlin Clark did not get stronger, is putting a target on Caitlin Clark's back if they don't believe it. Let's be real. Let's be real. No one on that team is doing that. And again, you've now got Aaliyah Boston talking about it, and you got a physically strong 5. You've got Kelsey Mitchell, but then you've got a really a small forward sized point guard, a center sized small forward, and then a normal sized power forward and center. I'm telling you guys, the Fever mean business this year. The Fever mean business. There's people saying the Fever are a 500 win team this year. They went 500 last year with Christy Wallace starting for half the year, and they had a motivational speaker whose strategy on the defensive end was get stops. Whose philosophy was score more than the other team. Get stops. Paint touches. Fever 30-10 this year. 30 and 14, it's 44 games. 30 and 14 is a good year for the Fever. I think my over-under on them would be 29 games. 29 and 15, I think, is a fair estimation. The people saying that the Indiana Fever are going to be 500 are crazy. They were 500 last year. And again, they faced, if you guys did not see the Rebecca Lobo post, again, Jesus, these people hate Rebecca Lobo. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. So Rebecca Lobo posted about it. What difference the year makes in terms of Fever's out of schedule? Last year, they started with one of the toughest stretches in WNBA history. This year's schedule is much friendlier. So last year, they played 11 games in 20 days. 5 home, 6 away, and 2 back-to-backs. And by the way, in those 11 games, they played the Sun twice, who by the end of that 20 days was undefeated. The Liberty twice, who by the end of that 20 days had lost 1 game, and it was to the Sun. The Aces, the Sky, who at that time with Marina Maybury and a healthy Elizabeth Williams were they were tough. They weren't good, they were tough. In fairness, they did play the Mystics, they did play the Sparks twice in that run, so they had some easy games. But when you start off the season with Sun, Liberty, Sun, especially last year's Sun team, why is anyone surprised there? And they played the Storm twice as well, by the way. I don't know why I'm saying it. They played the Storm twice in that spell. So in that 11 games, they played the Storm twice, the freaking Sun twice, and the Liberty twice. So it was the hardest, and the Aces. It was the hardest possible schedule that you can have. And it was mad. Again, it took Caitlin Clark a couple of games to really get used to WNBA. A lot of people are saying, oh no, she figured it out straight away. Look at her numbers. We can be honest. The Indiana Fever struggled, or Caitlin Clark struggled in quite a few of those games. Yes, she had the Sparks game where she had 30 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. The only person in history of WNBA to ever have that stat line. But she also had a game against the Aces where Kate Martin outscored her. She also had a 3-point Liberty game. Why am I just saying 11 games in 20 days? They played the Liberty 3 times in that spell. Not twice, 3 times. 3 times in that spell. And that's the thing. And they still got to 500 on the end of the year. And by the way, the only reason they were 500 was because once they made the playoffs, Chrissy Sides was like, we're good. Once the Indiana Fever officially made the playoffs, Chrissy Sides was like, yeah, you know what? We're fine. We're going to stop running the ball. We're going to play sides ball. We're going to go for paint touches. We don't care about anything else. We're going for paint touches. And if you're looking at it as well, it was genuinely just a weird thing. And they would have been above 500 wasn't for that. So anyone saying they are going to be 500 this year is crazy. My over-under would be 29 games. I think 29, they could win 30 plus. They genuinely could win 30 plus. But there's 44 games in the season. So if you're looking last year, if I'm not mistaken, only one team won 30 plus. It was the Liberty. Someone said Sides wasn't as bad as people made her seem. Sides as a assistant coach would be great. Sides as a culture setter and getting everyone on the same page and all that, or like that part of coaching basketball, Chrissy Sides was fine. The problem is that you have to actually know one single thing about the sport of basketball. Like Christy Sides coached basketball like she had read a handbook on how to coach basketball from the 1960s. She coaches basketball like she watched the Hoosiers documentary and thought that, or not documentary, Hoosiers movie, and thought that's basketball still is like that. She coached basketball like it was 1960. But like again, if we look at these standings last year, it was only really the Liberty that were like out way ahead by themselves. Like the Lynx won 30 games last year, and the Connecticut Sun won 28. Like I expect them to slot into where the Connecticut Sun were, and like I genuinely think that 29 games, because there's 4 extra games, 29 and 15, I think is the over under. They could win 30 or they could win 25. Like 25 and 19 and 19 isn't a bad season. It's not a good season. 25 and 19 will probably put you in the 5th seed spot. And you can probably get, like if you're the Fever, if you're lower than 5, you should be worried. The goal for the Fever should be top 3. I think the realistic expectation for the Fever should be 3rd. However, I do think that there is a possibility that they drop to 4. But 5, if they go below the Storm, I would be very concerned if I was the Fever. I would be very concerned. But again, the Fever could do exceptionally well and win 36, 37 games. Like that is a big thing. But anyone saying 500 like is crazy. Watch Unrivaled via YouTube. Watch channels go for the Fever games in the UK. League Pass. You get to see everything on League Pass. League Pass on mobile, you get to watch everything. Their toughest opponent. So when we talk about teams that can match up to them, I'm trying to think what team can match up to them. The Storm, like we don't even know if Malonga's coming over. Like nobody knows if Malonga's coming over. So the Storm, no. The Aces, no. The Aces can't guard them. The problem with the Aces is the Aces are one injury away from literally not being a factor. The playoff Liberty, because Benijah Laney-Hamilton is supposedly back for the playoffs. If you add Benijah Laney-Hamilton to that team, the Liberty and the Lynx match are such a tough matchup, because what the Lynx can do is the Lynx have 2 players that can kind of guard Caitlin Clark, and not only that, they can rotate. The Lynx can rotate Courtney Williams and Bridget Carlton, Kayla McBride, and even Carly Samuelson coming off the bench. And if Anastasia Kosu comes over, Anastasia Kosu, Diamond Miller, they just have this revolving door of just athletes that they can throw at Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. So the Lynx are the toughest matchup by far. The Ace will be a top 3 team in the league as long as AJ Wilson is in the league. They weren't the top 3 team last year. AJ Wilson had the best individual season of her career, and they had Kelsey Plum last year. Dallas will match the Fever. Okay, Lamar, let's make a bet. Let's make a bet right here. This clip's going to be there. This clip is going to be in a video. Let's make a bet. I will buy Paige. I will release I'll make an I was wrong about Paige Bueckers merch. Wear the I was wrong about Paige Bueckers t-shirt. I will wear that t-shirt. And I will, if the Wings are tied with the Fever, I will wear that t-shirt for every video talking about Paige Bueckers for next year. For the next year. They're not sweeping the Aces. No one's probably going to sweep the Aces. The Fever stopped. Fever didn't care about those last 2 games against the Aces. The first 2, yeah, Fever got destroyed. The Fever, once they made the playoffs, which they did after those last year, the Fever stopped caring. But no, I will make that bet. And I tried to buy the Sky Rose jersey after I lost that bet. But once they come on sale, I will buy that jersey, unfortunately. But yeah. Anyway, that is it, lads. The Fever 29-15 is to be the expectation. And for me, I think the Fever, if the Fever face the Lynx, I think it'd be a really difficult one to do. However, like for the Liberty, I think everyone other than the Lynx and the Liberty, the Fever are just better than. They're just straight up better than. If the Fever keep the running gun, why would they not keep up the running gun? Why? That's just idiotic. It's idiotic. And for Wings fans, there is one big negative I think I've seen right here. There is one big negative, and I feel bad because I actually do think that NaLyssa Smith is a very nice person. I think NaLyssa Smith is a very nice person, but I have to say this is, like, it's not ideal. So just NaLyssa Smith, I've never seen, like, NaLyssa Smith was slow last year. This is another level of slow. Her playing one-on-one with Dijonay. This is another level of slow. Like, this is the worst defensive possession I have. Like NaLyssa Smith. I don't know if she's prepping to play center. But like, if we look at NaLyssa Smith, the shape she was in coming into last season, like NaLyssa Smith was like, look, NaLyssa Smith wasn't. If you're looking at pictures of her for the Fever even a year ago, like, it wasn't like she was super skinny, but like, maybe she's prepping to play center, because I don't know how NaLyssa Smith can play anywhere other than center. Like, you never know. Like, it could just be bulk. It could be good bulk. And we'll see during the season whether it's good bulk or bad bulk. But NaLyssa Smith, like, she's on her heels right here, first of all. She's on her heels, but like, this is a player who's like, athleticism was a big thing. Like, a big reason why people were so high on NaLyssa Smith was because of her athleticism. Like, it looks like it doesn't exist. It's not a thing anymore. So I was obviously looking at pictures of NaLyssa Smith. I was looking at some of the footage, and I'm like, could it be big? Could it be good bulk? Could it be bad bulk? But like, you're seeing, she's still playing defense on her heels, and like, Dijonay didn't even do anything. Dijonay just ran in a straight line. Like, Dijonay, I'm not joking here. Dijonay doesn't do anything here. She takes one dribble left, crosses over, and runs in a straight line to an open layup. That's not good. That's not good. Like, I don't know if she rehabbed the injury. She immediately came back and played. In Unrivaled. So I don't know. But like, I would be, if I am the Dallas Wings, Katie Lou greater than NaLyssa, I genuinely, I think you might be onto something. You might be onto something, because it's not looking great. And I do hate this. Like, I do hate this, because NaLyssa Smith genuinely seems like a good person, but she cannot play defense anymore. She never could play defense. But like, when you add an inability, when you add the worst positional sense, and you take away the one positive thing that she had, which was her athleticism, and that seems to be gone. Like, it seems to be completely gone. And again, you just never know. You never know. I could be very wrong with this. Maybe she could be a center. Because she's going to have to be center, because this team only has one center in Tiara McCown. But as the coach was asked about her role, this isn't ideal. This isn't an ideal answer.
What do you see for NaLyssa's role on this team? Again, we're still, camp's going to play itself out, but Lyssa's been fantastic these first 3 days. I've loved her energy on both sides of the ball. Just challenged her to be able to, we want to play fast and challenge her to be able to get up and down the floor and have a presence on the defensive end and get in a stance and compete. And she's responded very positively to those challenges. So she's been great these first.
How do you have to challenge somebody who played with Caitlin Clark last year to run? To run. That does not sound good. That does not sound good. I'm sorry. She's responded well to being challenged. She's being told to run. Can we just take into account that he's basically saying that she had to be challenged to run. It does not sound good. It does not sound good for NaLyssa. And again, I do hope that NaLyssa Smith has a great season. And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Because being, always, if you're ever questioning a player, if you're ever questioning, say, a player in a negative way or saying something negative about a player, it's always good to be proven wrong as someone who talks about the sport. Because there was nothing, as a player myself, nowhere near the level of these WNBA players. As a player myself, I loved it when I proved people wrong. When I got cut off the national team and then played all 40 minutes when we won the national championship that year, playing against a team, going one-on-one in a matchup against a guy who they picked over me, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And, for these players, if any of these players, because some of them are seeing stuff on social media, if you are NaLyssa Smith, prove people wrong. Please prove people wrong. But, unless, of course, I'm wrong and she's going in as a big center, trying to play as a bruising center. And if she is, in fairness, if this is good bulk, expecting NaLyssa Smith to be a dominant inside presence because she is a really good finisher. Especially, and a very much awkward, not awkward finisher, but she's hard to guard because she's kind of just, the ball just goes in weird ways with NaLyssa Smith. But, if she's expecting to be an up and down power forward, I'm not quite sure that's the role. Bruising center, yeah, she is skilled enough for that. 100% skilled enough. But if I'm a Dallas Wings fan, it's going to be a really, really interesting it's going to be an interesting season to see what happens with her, because there's a good chance that she plays behind Maisha Hines-Allen and Maddie Seegers at that power forward position. And with somebody who is as talented as NaLyssa Smith, it's never good to see somebody who has the ability, who has an all-star potential to kind of potentially flame out of the league, which could happen after this season. And it doesn't help either that she has gone from playing with Christie sides to, by the looks of things, playing for Chris sides. At least it is a little bit different. At least Chris sides is saying run up and down. At least he's saying run up and down, not paint touches and long twos. At least we're not seeing that. But anyway, yeah, that is it. What is my beef with Angel? I think she should just leave Chicago. This respect is crazy. Fans want to see Angel, just being honest. What do you mean, what's my beef with Angel? She's a fantastic defender. A fantastic, connective piece. She's absolutely fantastic. She is a terrible number one option. It's like saying that... It's like almost saying... By the way, she's better offensively than Dennis Rodman. But it's like saying, imagine if you are a Bulls fan and you have Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman, and apparently saying that Dennis Rodman, we shouldn't run the offense through Dennis Rodman, and we should run it through Michael Jordan if they're about the same age, was apparently a shot at Dennis Rodman. Because imagine if they came in the same rookie class, Rodman was a bigger celebrity, and Rodman, who is fantastic in his own right, had a coach run everything through Rodman and the team sucked when they had Michael Jordan there. And then it's like saying it's hating on Rodman to say, no, better first option is Michael Jordan. The better option. And by the way, I still think the team should run through Ariel Atkins, by the way. Over under on number 3 she makes this year. 15. 15. I'll go 15 for the over under. Comparing. Don't let her develop. You don't develop by force feeding somebody. Who has ever developed by being force fed in history? You don't develop by force feeding somebody. In fact, it does the opposite. Rickea Jackson, who didn't play as many minutes, improved significantly more from game 1 to game 40 than Angel Reese did. If anything, force feeding through a bad scorer isn't letting her develop. It's the opposite. What's next is not knocking Angel. Yeah. I think Angel Reese is really good. Like, I think she's really good. She's just a terrible number 1 option. And the problem is people are trying to say she's a number 1 option. Like, I don't. Angel Reese is a really good player. She's a really good player. Like, just, no, she's going to make more than 8 3-pointers. She's going to shoot probably 2 a game. Camilla Angel to step up and play against bigger posts she held her own. I agree. She just isn't very good at putting the ball in the basket. Like, there's a lot more to basketball than putting the ball in the basket. And in fairness, Angel Reese is a fantastic defender. But you also have to take into account she stopped playing defense last year. She literally stopped. And that is not her fault. I'm blaming Taurasi Weatherspoon for that. Angel was looking like one of the 5 best defenders in the WNBA until it became more, until Taurasi Weatherspoon ball became more about getting Angel Reese 10 points, 10 assists, or 10 rebounds exactly than playing actual basketball. And she then stopped playing defense. Does cherry pick. Like, Angel Reese playing with a proper coach can be the best 4th option in the WNBA, or one of the best 3rd options. And the only reason I say one of the best 3rd options is because Jonquel Jones is a 3rd option. I'm not going far enough to say she's better than Jonquel Jones. Like, but she would be literally, if she was the 4th option, she'd be the best 4th option in the WNBA. Because she rebounds really well, she can lock people down, she's not a horrific passer, and seals well. Like, in college, Angel could have made an all-defensive team last year. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys this right here. I'm going to show you guys, and this should be why she should not have made an all-defensive team. So, we're going to watch this is just Caitlin Clark clips from one game. Okay, so what happens here? Obviously, nothing. Are the assists being shown in this clip? So I think the first thing she does is Angel Reese. No, it's not this one. There was that, and she did nothing wrong there. There was a situation where, again, not her fault. But watch this. Watch this. Who the fuck is she guarding? She just gave up a layup. She's not guarding anyone. She didn't pick up the ball. She didn't run back on defense. Do you want to know why? She's probably getting ready to cherry pick. That's an and 1. Watch this possession here. She's guarding Temmie. Does not get back on defense. Gives up a basket because Temmie guards Angel Reese. Forces his turnover, and then scores a layup because Angel does not get back on defense. And that is, again, and by the way, this is not saying Angel's not a really good defender. She chose not to play defense last year. She literally chose. Angel just gets burned by Erica Wheeler right here and just stands there on defense. Stands there. And by the way, when Angel chooses to play defense, she is so good. She chose not to play defense for the second half of last season. She chose not to play defense. And if you're saying otherwise, you're not watching games. She chose to not play defense. Again, Angel Reese is here. So Angel Reese there are 2 Fever players there, and Caitlin Clark's there. Angel Reese doesn't even attempt to run back on defense. She's not even in the picture when the ball goes in. She's not even in the picture by the time the ball hits the basket. She's off the floor right now. No, Izzy Harrison's on here. Okay, she's guarding NaLyssa Smith this possession. 0 help defense. Caitlin gets an open layup because she doesn't play help defense. This is a half. We are looking at a half of one game. Nearly every single one of Caitlin Clark's baskets was a direct mistake of Angel Reese refusing to play defense last year. Angel, when she locks in, is unbelievable. She chose not to play defense. She played great defense against Stewie Fee Neka. Because that's before the streak happened. That was before she stopped playing defense. Stewie, when they beat Stewie's first game of the year, she had like 8 points, 7 rebounds or something. Actually, no, she scored a bit in the fourth. I think she had like 11, 6 rebounds. I always say that was the second best game she played all year. Because she did everything. She did everything. That Angel Reese did not exist from about game 10. Once the double-double streak started, that Angel Reese did not exist. That Angel Reese did not exist. The Angel Reese that cares about defense is one of the 10 best defenders in the WNBA, and I might be undershooting it. Maybe one of the best 5s. She stopped caring about defense because she wanted to cherry pick because she was not able to get 10 points in her own right most games. She chose to cherry pick instead of play defense last year. And that is a fact. That is a fact. You can watch every Angel Reese game. And if you want to say she guarded these people, yeah, she did guard these people well. Before the streak started. She was exceptional. Either way, it was her rookie year. She was number 7 pick. Are you fucking dumb? Oh my God. I'm making the argument she didn't deserve to make all defensive team. Why does it matter where she got picked? She's really good. She was the steal of the draft. Yada, yada, yada. What does that have to do with the fact she stopped playing defense last year? What? You're literally just sprouting obvious statements. You're not making any argument. You were just making a statement. It's year 2. Let's see what happens. Yeah, hopefully, Tyler Marsh makes her actually do what she's good at and play basketball. Hopefully, Tyler Marsh doesn't sacrifice wins and losses to get her 10 rebounds and 10 points on the dot. Hopefully, she plays for a proper coach and is held to the standards to play proper basketball. And by the way, I have the exact same thing for Caitlin Clark with Stephanie White. Hopefully Stephanie, be respectful. Are you fucking dumb? Get the fuck out of my chat. How dumb are you? How dumb are you? I'm not saying a negative word about Angel Reese right here. Get out of my chat. How dumb are you? How dumb are you? What disrespectful way is it saying she chose not to play defense last year? That is basketball. That is basketball. And if you're going to say making a basketball statement is disrespectful, get out of my chat right now. I'm not dealing with this crap. She had 26 double-doubles. The streak was only 15. Yeah, it was the streak started. The streak literally started a mentality shift in her that double-doubles mean more than winning basketball. You can go to same game, pull up clips where she's playing defense. I literally have gone over one half only of Caitlin Clark's points and assists, and she is at fault for at least 10. 10 points or assists she was responsible for. And that is not saying that Angel Reese is a bad defender. That is saying that Angel Reese chose not to play defense for the second half of last season. Angel Reese, I had no problem with Angel Reese winning the Depoy and Unrivaled. No problem with that at all. Genuinely. Absolutely no problem at all with that. You didn't hear me saying anything negative about that because when it came to Unrivaled, she just played basketball. She just played basketball. When Angel Reese plays basketball, she's good. When she has the worst record in the WNBA inside of 5 feet, that's literally like saying, how is Caitlin Clark good at basketball because she has the worst record in the WNBA in terms of turnovers. Like, being a good finisher, there's more to basketball than finishing. She's a terrible finisher. Like, legitimately terrible. But, like, there's more to basketball than that. Like, you can pinpoint negative stats for almost every player. Because, let's be real, if Angel Reese was a above average finisher from inside the paint, she would be a top 3 power forward already. Let's be honest there. Let's be honest. She'd be top 3. She'd be outside of maybe Stewie Fee and Aja. She'd be number 4. She'd be better than Eka right now. Double-doubles are what pissed off Kennedy Carter. Yeah, Kennedy Carter purposely dribbling out the clock to end the double-doubles as well. Let's not forget that one. Bit of a rant there. Chicago lost their best player in Kennedy Carter. Yeah, but they gained Ariel Atkins. Like, you can't say, as good as Kennedy Carter is, you can't say Ariel Atkins is not a huge upgrade. And they got Beck Allen too. They swapped Lindsay Allen, and Beck Allen's so good as well. Like, Beck Allen is really, really good. Like, really, really good. Not facts. How are you going to say what her mindset was? Because she stopped playing defense. She literally stopped playing defense. you can see, like, I'm only showing clips because this is what I remember vividly watching this game, and I'm like, because I live streamed that, and I'm like, I didn't live stream any Sky games. I remember saying, I'm like, Angel's not running back. I'm like, Angel's literally not running back on defense. I spent that whole game being like, she's not running back on defense. That's how you can tell. If that was not a mindset shift, then I would be worried. It is a more favorable opinion towards her saying that it was a mindset. It was just her mind was on the wrong things. Because if it wasn't a mindset shift, and then it just means she's lazy. And I don't think she's lazy. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't think it's a a mindset issue second half of last season. And if you don't think it's a mindset thing, then you're just saying she's lazy in general, which I don't believe. I don't believe that. You're the one that's actually disrespecting. Say something negative, and LSU be Clark. I don't care. Like, Camila Cardoso and US and South Carolina beat, like, one as well. Like, what difference does that make? I don't care. I really don't care. Like, how much... You do realize how much I hype Flau'jae. I've hyped Flau'jae, don't you, on this channel? And, like... If there was a player I was going to hate on that LSU team, it would be... If I was an Iowa fan, which I wasn't, it would be Alexis Morris, who cooked us. Cooked Iowa. Who cooked Iowa. Say a negative thing about Angel Reese. What? She can't finish. That's... If that's a negative, then... The disrespect to Cardoso. Not really. Like, everyone knew what Cardoso was doing. She was too passive. Cardoso was too passive, which was a problem. And you also have to take into account that, like, Teresa Weatherspoons would rather lose games with force feed Angel than win games. Like, that was a very much fact. That was a very much thing. Reese bothers you because of waving Hannah Clark's face. I don't care. Why the hell would I care about someone doing that? Why the hell would I care about somebody doing that? What are you talking about? You get out of my chat, but what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What the hell? Angel Reese running after Caitlin Clark doing that embarrassed Caitlin Clark. Okay. Like, what are you talking about? Are you sane? And I don't think so. I do not think so. But Reese claps and shoots the ball. No, she doesn't clap. Her hands swing. But yeah. But anyway, Caitlin Clark has been talking at the Owl Media Day. She has been talking at the Owl Media Day. Let's take a listen. Obviously, these are clips aggregated by the Owl Clark season Twitter.
Good, thanks.
Caitlin, the inaugural Fever season was 25 years ago. Do you know who the original number 22 was?
Original. Steph White?
Do you know in that season, can you guess how many points a game she averaged?
Putting me on the spot. I should have studied up.
Yeah, media guide.
She probably passed the ball well, but 8?
7.2. Well done.
Not far off. Not far off at all. Let's take a listen here.
Game at Carver this weekend.
I'm really excited. It should be fun. I can't believe it's already here. You know, I honestly haven't been back to Iowa City a ton since I left a year ago now, so.
She was there. She's been at 4 or 5 Iowa games. Has not played in Carver, though.
Only been back a couple times, once for a football game and once for the jersey retirement. So it'll be fun to get back there, see some of my former teammates and my friends that are there. A lot of my family will be coming, so I know they're excited. I warned everybody. I'm like, there's not air conditioning in Carver Hawkeye, so.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. For any of the fans being there, that is not good at all. That is not good at all.
Usually I don't play basketball games in May, so hopefully it stays a little cool in there. I don't know what the humidity is looking like, but we'll see how it goes. Might be a little toasty.
Jeez, May with no air conditioning It's going to be grim. It's going to be grim.
Have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean,
A championship.
Success, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin, as a basketball fan,
Want to win a championship? What does success look like a championship? I mean, fair. Like, with a team like that, you've got to be championship or bust. I mean that. With a team like that, you have to be championship. When you bring in Natasha Howard and a near retiring Dewana Bonner, like Dewana Bonner is not going to Indiana. She's not going to Indiana to not win a championship. Dewana Bonner is not going anywhere to not win. Like she's already won multiple championships. Same with Natasha Howard. Like these players are literally not joining the Fever unless they think they can win. Let's be real. Let's be real. And people asking if I have a spare ticket. I am unfortunately from. Oh, sorry. Someone in the chat said they're going Sunday. Named Clark. I was about to say. I was like, I am not going as an Irishman. As an Irishman, I'm not going. But this is her. This is Caitlin Clark talking about how to compare to last year. And let's see.
Caitlin, how would you compare like where you were at this time last year, like first week of training camp, versus like where you're at this year, like physically, emotionally, mentally, all that?
I think there was just a lot coming at me last year at this time. Like I'm trying to move to a new city. I'm living in a hotel. I'm trying to figure out my teammates, trying to figure out new coaches and how this league works and how this league operates. And you know, we played I played the last game of the college season. I played the first preseason game of the WNBA season. Then I played 11 games in 20 days. So it was a lot to take in. It came at me fast. But I'm also
The 11 games in 20 days is still crazy. And especially, again, who the 11 games in 20 days were against. You face the champion Liberty 3 times. You face the best defense in the WNBA, Connecticut Sun, twice. Like, you face all of these players. It is so, it's so tough. Like, it's still crazy looking back on it. It is crazy looking back on that stuff.
Also really grateful for that experience too. I think it taught me a lot about basketball. It taught me a lot about myself and how to be resilient and to come in and to work and to always get better. But I feel like I'm at a much better spot of understanding how the league works, what to expect, what the coaches and your teammates are going to expect of you, and obviously I've had a lot of time to rest and get better at things I want to get better at. So, you know, all that being said, like, you know, we got three preseason games to practice and really get ready for our opener on May 17th too.
Yeah, like the 3 preseason games, they should be okay. Look, I'm assuming the Fever are going to be fine. I don't think they're going to be doing too much crazy stuff in the preseason. Like, I don't think people are going to care that much about it. Like, if you're looking at, say, just in general with teams, they're not going to go much. Like, the Sky are bringing 20 players to their preseason game. So I would assume when it comes to the Fever that they're probably going to go out and run Caitlin 15 minutes a night. They're probably going to go out with the starters to start the game, maybe start the second half, and that's probably going to be it. Probably going to play 15-ish minutes in each of those 3 games, which would be fine. Like, absolutely fine. That's kind of all they really need. And Caitlin Clark on Coach Stephanie White.
That's always what you kind of want from your leader, somebody that's going to be selfless. But at the same time, like, we want to win for her too. Like, she deserves it. So I'm going to try to get her another ring. She's already got 1, so why not make it 2?
I mean, she does have a ring as an assistant. No rings as a head coach. No rings as a head coach. This is Caitlin on the Vets. There's been a lot of clips of Caitlin, to be fair. There's a lot less clips of other people from the team, which, to be fair, does make sense.
Like I've said this, I guess multiple times now, but really their selflessness. And I think DB is the one that kind of stands out for me. Like, she's won championships, but she's here to provide knowledge to our young players to help us really get over that hump and be able to win.
And yeah, like, Dewana Bonner is someone that's won multiple, and again, one of the 20 greatest players to ever play, if we're being honest.
And the same goes for Sid and Tosh. But, you know, all of them are just here to kind of be that voice for us and somebody to lean on. And I really admire that because, you know, people don't always want to do that. So I think it's for us young players or for us people that have never won championships before is like leaning on them, relying on them, asking them questions. You know, we can count on them, but But at the same time, like I said this earlier in my media availability a couple days ago, it's like I want to win for them. Like seeing how selfless they are, and them choosing to come here and choosing to be a part of the Fever, they didn't have to do that. So I certainly want to win for them, and they deserve it. And they've been great, and they will continue to be great too.
And yeah, that's a big thing. Is again the amount of vets the Fever have. It is very, very important to have them. Again, I think the Fever went a little bit almost overboard. I still stand by the getting rid of Grace Berger was a bad move. However, look, if they're going to be running, Sophie Cunningham at the point, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. Bringing in Colson, I don't know about that one. Maybe she's just going to be there for vibes. Maybe Colson's just going to be there for vibes, but you can hear from this championship, or they're looking to win. Like everybody on the team last year was saying playoffs with Caitlin. No, it's championship. It is now winning a championship. That is the goal for the Indiana Fever, lads. Don't need a vibes person. You need production. 12th player. With only 11, you probably do need production, to be honest. Probably do, if I'm being honest. But yeah. Fever don't have a bench. I mean, Sophie Cunningham's a very good bench player. Bree Turner's fine. Dantas is fine. Lexi Hull's fine. They just... Again, like that's about it. Like it's fine bench, but like how many teams in the WNBA have good benches? Like the Minnesota Lynx. In fairness, like you has Diamond Miller. If Grace Berger makes the team, if Kosu makes the team. Like, the Lynx team is okay. The Liberty don't have a bench other than Maureen Johannes. Oh, no. Maureen Johannes and Niara, and that's it. Niara is going to be injured at some stage. The Aces' best bench player is Megan Gustafson. The Storm don't have a bench at all. The Sky don't have a bench. The Sparks might have a half decent bench if Odyssey Sims comes off it. The Dream don't have a bench other than Walker Kimbrough. The Valkyries don't have a starting five. The Sun don't have a starting five or a bench. Who else is there in the league? I forgot. The Wings don't have a bench. Oh no, sorry, the Wings actually do have a bench in their defense. Ty Harris, potentially Maddie Segrist or Maisha Hines-Allen, or they actually have a half decent bench in fairness. They actually do. But yeah, in Media Day, we have kind of watched quite a few of these things. Natasha Howard. This isn't the Natasha Howard talking about Caitlin Clark. So obviously this is from Clark Season, who I'm looking at this page. And does correlation, again, half the stuff is just aggregates of these type of things. Does correlation of anything from Natasha Howard? No, so it's just Natasha Howard talking about Caitlin Clark. So let's take a listen here.
Like Caitlin, she's the same on and off the court, competitive, but off, like she's silly on the court and off the court. That's one thing I actually learned about her, that she's an outgoing person, but she also is silly. But like I love it because we have different personalities on the team. I actually love what each player brings onto the court and off the court.
And Natasha Howard, this is a kind of mad one. I feel like leadership is natural to her. She's going to be in that category with the Sue Birds and Diana Taurasis. That is a serious compliment. As somebody who's won multiple rings with Sue Bird, that is a compliment. That is no question about it, a compliment to hear from somebody who has, again, won rings with... She hasn't won a ring with Taurasi, has she? No, she came out into the WNBA post... Who won the 2017 WNBA Finals? The Lynx. No, so she hasn't won a ring with Taurasi. But she has won a ring with Lindsay Whalen. She's won a ring with Steward. She won a ring with Sylvia Fowles. She won a ring with Maya Moore. Was Maya Moore on that team? Yeah, she won a ring with Maya Moore as well. So that's big words, or a big thing to say. And Natasha Howard is her expectation. I want to win MVP and getting Defensive Player of the Year, but at the end of the season holding a trophy up. You know what? Not a bad way attitude to have come into the season, wanting to go and win an MVP. How legends held her playing alongside Caitlin.
Absolutely, but like those players actually helped me a lot. You know, playing with them. And, it's just, to be honest, it actually feels good. It actually feels good to be playing with Caitlin, a true point guard that actually ready to learn even more, and you know, just being able to, you know, read off of her, see what she like and see what I like and things like that. So it's been really good to actually, you know, be next to her and actually learn, and she learning what I like, and also just communicating and just keep talking on the things that we need to fix and what we don't need to fix.
And yeah, obviously, get ready for Natasha Howard first option hoops. What was it? Minutes with Natasha Howard, minutes without Natasha Howard. I'm guessing the plus minus was crazy low, was it? Minutes with Arike, minutes without Arike. Stat value with Arike. She was serious. Natasha Howard winning MVP. She's off my team, going to terrorize another franchise playing Salvage ball. The difference is with Natasha Howard, she's not going to touch the ball early. If she just runs and scores layups, that's all she needs. That's all she needs. And again, she's someone who has played her best years of her career. When it comes to Natasha Howard, she played the best years of her career on playing with Stewie, playing with Steward. So you got to look at it that way. You always have to look at it that way when it comes to Natasha Howard. Obviously, she's going to be in that category. I think it's a good signing. Natasha Howard describes the Fever team as hungry and states she want to win MVP. Deep point meaning winning. It's a lot of energy, a lot of passion in this team. They want to learn more. We're hungry this season to do a lot of things that people expect. And to be fair, what people expect that we won't be able to do this year. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, the great NBC reporters, like, what's she talking about? A lot of the Vegas odds have them winning. It's like, yeah, but you know the old WNBA media, and I'm not talking about the players here. I'm not talking about the former players. I stand by this. The current players, they're all respecting the Fever. Anyone who's looking to win a championship is 100% going to be respecting the Indiana Fever. Let's be real. They are. It is the media that are not respecting the Fever. And ironically, the media that are not respecting the Fever are the same people that are coming out there and saying, oh, like, what's she talking about? You know, the Fever are one of the favorites to win. Those same people are out here disrespecting the Fever. And again, maybe not the exact individual people, but just that general group of people. And then we're saying that about the Fever, where it's like the Fever, suddenly you're hearing from the media, the Fever are the 6th best team in the WNBA. In the last power rankings, they were 6th. The last one I saw. Hearing all of this stuff. And the same people, if the Fever don't win, are going to say, oh, it was championship or bust for them. And the same people, if the Fever do win, it's going to be, doesn't count, they're a super team. And we just know how much the goalpost is going to move. And if you are any of these players, if you're looking for motivation, it's going to be very easy to find motivation. Because, yeah, there's plenty of publications that aren't disrespecting the Fever and are, like, being accurate with the Fever. And honestly, even if you're putting Fever 4th or 5th, not disrespect, but 6th was complete disrespect. But when it comes to that, it's going to be very easy for them to find. It's going to be very easy for them to find a lot of people disrespecting them if they want to use that for external motivation. Let's be real. They're going to, it's going to be quite an easy one to find. So, yeah. That is pretty much it. Oh my God. I'll talk about this in a minute or two, but Georgia Amor's is out for the season. Oh wow. Oh wow. But yeah, Natasha Howard, obviously, look, she's expecting to win. She's expecting to win as part of the new look fever. And obviously, look, for most players in the league, you're going to want to win an MVP. You're going to want to win a championship. You're going to just want everything. He's gone and saying it. But if we're being honest, Natasha Howard, all she has to do is run and she'll average 14 points per game. All she has to do is run hard and average 14. She could make another all-star team. Like, let's be real, she's there for the fever for her own recognition. We know that. And if she wants to win Defensive Player of the Year, you know what that means? She's going to have to start playing defense again. And if she starts playing defense again, it's going to be very, very good for the fever. It's going to be very, very good for the fever because Natasha Howard has not played defense in a couple of years and did not play any defense in Turkey. So, yeah, that is the Natasha Howard. So, obviously, very happy to be playing with Caitlin Clark. Very happy to be part of the Indiana Fever, it seems. And, you know, when it comes to the Fever, you want players that want to be there. You want players that want to be there. And if you're going all out, former All-Star wanting to be there, playing hard, can't do anything. Like, can't be a negative thing for the Indiana Fever. So anyway, see you guys. All right, lads. Lads, the number 6 pick in the WNBA draft. This is not good. This is not really good at all for the Washington Mystics. And obviously, look, it's not good for Georgia Amor herself. Georgia Amor is out for the season. He suffered a torn ACL. Yeah. Not only is she gone for the season, Georgia Amor, I just don't know. I just don't know if she's ever going to she's ever going to be able to bounce back from this. Like, Georgia Amor is 5'4". We can be honest. Georgia Amor is like, she's 5'4", and you see it in the NBA when the small guards get injured, their careers are done. Like, it's just such a tough one. Because that's just, like, I hate saying it, but it's the truth. ACL, someone said in my chat, ACL tears are going on with a lot of female athletes, not just the WNBA. Well, yeah, like ACLs, just in terms of just biology, it's more likely that females are going to tear their ACL doing physical activity. Like, it's just a biology thing. But, like, Georgia Amor, who obviously was drafted by the Washington Mystics, expected by people that know better to come in and backing up Jade Melbourne, expected by people that don't understand basketball outside of America to start over Jade Melbourne, but she was going to come in and play big minutes anyway as a rookie. And Georgia Amor has already... There was already disadvantages with Georgia Amor, where she's 5'4", but also, like, people don't realize Georgia Amor is 24. She's 24. So she's going to miss her entire rookie season. And obviously next year is going to be a rookie year. But she'll be 25. She'll be a 5'4", 25-year-old rookie coming off an ACL tear. So, like, that genuinely could be... This could be a career-altering injury. And again, there are not positives. There are silver linings when it comes to Georgia Amor's basketball career. She's Australian, which means she plays as a local in the NBL. So in the off-season, or not WNBA off-season, so during the normal basketball season, she can play, like, a ton of minutes. She can make a good amount of money playing professional basketball overseas and doesn't have to play as an import player, which does help. Like, no matter if anyone knows about international ball, being a local and not an import player matters massively. But with that being said, your goal for all these players is to play in the WNBA. Like, if Georgia Amor's goal was to just play NBL, She wouldn't have taken the 5th year in college. She would have just played because she couldn't get the NIL money. Like you're not going over to play in college in the States if your goal is to just play pro ball in the NBL. You're going to just go and play in the NBL. But it's not good. If you're a Washington Mystics fan, it's really not good either. Like you've probably lost a good rotational player. And with losing a good rotational player for a long term, you're going to have to now find another point guard because your team only has one. And with that being said, if you're the Mystics, it means Lucy Olsen is almost certainly going to be your backup point guard. So, obviously, Jade Melbourne is going to be starting. Jade Melbourne is going to be starting for the Mystics team. But if you look at the rest of the roster, like, is Brittany Sykes going to be playing point guard? Like, is Sykes going to be playing at the 1? Maybe. Like, can Shug Sutton run the 1? I don't think so. Sykes might have to play a few minutes at 1, but like Lucy Olsen might go from probably not making the roster. Like I thought Lucy Olsen was going to be a tough one for her making the roster to coming in as their potentially backup point guard. Like we saw last year them running Carly Samuels in at times backup point guard. Like Jade Melbourne's going to be their starting point guard. She was going to be their starting point guard with or without Georgia Amor. But now their backup point guard, it's either you're going to go ultra big and play Emily Engsler, who played the 5 a bit last year, exclusively at the 3. You might have to play Engsler exclusively at the 3. But either that or Olsen's coming into the rotation. Like from somebody that, again, we weren't sure was she going to make the roster. And in fairness, listening to to Sydney Johnson talking about Lucy Olsen, it sounded like she's going to make the roster. It did sound like she's going to make the roster. But like Lucy Olsen's got to be ready for the big minutes. She's got to be ready for big minutes. And yeah, it's not good to see. It's never good to see a player getting injured, especially before their rookie season in training camp. And that's the thing where it's like, you hope that it was just a freak injury and it wasn't that they just pushed too hard in training camp. Because obviously, when it comes to like her, coming straight from college, albeit like they lost second round. It's not like they didn't lose to Serena Sundell and Kansas State. And now, honestly, if you're the Washington Mystics, you might be regretting not taking Serena Sundell. You really might be regretting not taking Sundell here. And yeah, it's oh, I just found this out. They can't suspend her contract. Oh my god. She might have to be carried with the roster for the entire season. They can't just suspend her contract because she got injured. I would assume the Washington Mystics have enough in salary cap room that they're okay. I would assume they have enough to carry 13 players in salary cap. A little bit like the Fever did last year. Like the Fever paid Celeste Taylor for half of the year. Like Celeste Taylor's salary never came off the books for the Fever. So I would assume that the Indiana Fever, or like that the Mystics will be okay, but that's a crazy one. That's a crazy one. They can't suspend their contract. And again, for Georgia, it would be ideal if they can still bring the players. And for Georgia Amor, no, she signed a rookie scale deal. And for Georgia Amor, if she's going to get paid anyway. At least she is going to get paid. She is going to get paid. But it shouldn't be the worst thing. It shouldn't be the end of the world for the Mystics as far as salary cap. And again, Georgia Amor is at least going to be getting paid for the season. But still, it's not. It's just not. It's not great. Yeah, they would have to either. It seems like they're either going to have to eat the salary or cut her. And if they cut her, another team can pick her up her contract, or it means next season another team can pick up her contract. Yeah, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. They're going to have to eat the salary or cut her. and I don't think they're going to cut her. But yeah, that's a really bad one. That is not good. Like, Georgia Amore being gone for the year is really not what anyone wanted to see coming into the year. Like, again, I really wanted to see, like, look, I wanted to see Lucy Olsen getting minutes for that Washington Mystics team, but like, I wanted Lucy Olsen to fight it out, and I thought Lucy Olsen could have beaten out Georgia Amore for that backup point guard slot. Like, if you're looking at this channel quite a few times, I've said it, that I feel like I don't understand why Georgia Amore went 6th, but they're now in a weird situation for the Mystics where they might either have to cut her in Georgia Amore, or they're going to have to eat the salary. But if you're looking at the Mystics team, I think they've got plenty of salary, because if you look at their team, you've got rookie contract, 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 $200K a year, training camp contract, rookie contract, 170K a year. So they have enough money. And if you don't hit the minimum salary, all it means is that the money from what you're paying to the minimum salary gets split between all the players in the team. So nobody's on this team's making money. So what they're probably going to do is they're probably just going to carry 13 players. Like, you're allowed to carry 13 players, by the way. You just can't put them on. You just can't make them part of your active roster. So if you guys don't know, last year, the Fever had to pay Celeste Taylor after they cut her. But because they had money left, they were paying Damaris Dantas while she was injured. And then when Damaris Dantas came in, they cut Celeste Taylor, but they still had to pay Celeste Taylor. So they have enough that I would say Georgia Amore is just going to be there, and they have enough that they're okay. So it's not like the Fever drafting somebody that got injured where they have to just let them go. However, Lucy Olsen, this is a big time for Lucy Olsen. This is a big, big time. If you are Lucy Olsen, this realistically is your time to. It's your time, not your time necessarily to shine, but this is her time to step up. Like, if you're listening to the coach here talking about players that have stood out as training camp, straight away talking about Lucy Olsen.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think it's funny, like Lucy, that mid-range, I don't know, man, like somehow she can get to that thing. It's just really, she's not the fastest, she's not the most athletic. I'm not saying she's not fast or not, but just relative to the W, there's some high standard in this league. She doesn't like blow you away with her athleticism and all that, but she gets that mid-range, no matter what's going on, she gets to it.
That's the thing I noticed with the Iowa Hawkeyes a lot, is that when they played better teams, like when they lost to Ohio State, and when they lost to, like, even when they played against USC, or when they lost to Oklahoma in bad games, the only player, like, it looked like the only player at times who could get past the halfway line in some of those games was Lucy Olsen. She just got to her spots. Even when she was missing, she was the only one who looked like she was at the level of the tippity top teams in the nation. Like, again, the rest of the players were good. A Fulter maybe, but she looked like she was at the level. Like, she looked like she would fit in on literally any team in the country.
She's just like, she's quite the player, like confident, and good size. I could go down the list. Zay's had, some good moments. She's got some versatility there. Georgia just feels the energy, the building with her energy, and then Sonia's just been steady. Like, and that's not a small thing, to be a young player and be steady, like know what you're going to get day in and day out. So,
and like, that's the thing. The fact is, again, the coaches asked about the rookies and straight away talking about Lucy Olsen. And it is just a pity that rather than going to just try fight it out with Georgia Amore, which I think she would win. I stand by this. I still think Lucy Olsen would beat out Georgia Amore for that backup point guard spot. And again, I think they both make the roster. I definitely think they would both. They're both going to make the roster. Obviously, they're not. Like, Georgia Amore is not going to not make the roster. Let's be honest. Georgia Amore is making the roster. Would have made the roster had she not been injured. But I still think with Lucy Olsen that she now is going to be thrown into a situation where she's going to immediately be told you're playing some sort of role. Like, it's not going to be anything crazy. So, but she's going to have to play a role. Like, I actually think of all the rookies on the Mystics, I have a weird feeling Sonia's stat line is going to be like 4-2-2 or something. But Lucy's now fighting it out with Jade Melbourne. She's now fighting out with Jade Melbourne in a battle that I think she might be able to win. I think she might be able to win that battle, and it's gonna be a real tough one. It's gonna be a real tough one for her to go and beat out a player like a Jade Melbourne, who has experience at the Olympics, who has experience in the WNBA, who is young. Is Lucy? What age is Lucy Olsen actually? Is Lucy Olsen? She wasn't She wasn't a super senior. Sorry, who's only 6 months older or something than Lucy Olsen with all that experience. So I don't see her coming in day one at that starting point guard position. Like, I still think whether or not it was Lucy Olsen or Jade Melbourne, I think no matter what, or Georgia Amore, I think Jade Melbourne starts over both of them. But with the extra height that Lucy Olsen has, like, Lucy Olsen is what, like 5'10"-ish? She can play at a 1-2, but at the WNBA level, she's probably a 1. So, yeah, it's going to be a real interesting one to see what happens with her. With Kiki Iriafen, Kiki Iriafen is playing behind Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin and Steph Dolson. So I don't really know how many minutes Kiki Iriafen is going to play. So they got a really good young front court that are going to monopolize a lot of the minutes. And it just, in terms of level, Shakira Austin and Aaliyah Edwards are a higher level player than Jade Melbourne. And obviously Brittany Sykes is going to be there. You're probably going to be looking at Sonia Citron coming in at the 3 maybe. Unless they start Kiki and move Aaliyah Edwards down to the 3, which would be crazy, but they might go and do that. But Lucy Olsen is actually now in a position where she can fight it out for the starting point guard position. You never know. They might zag and start. Yeah, they might zag and trade Shakira Austin. Or they might zag and start Sykes at the 1, Citron at the 2, and just say, Kiki, we're going to trust that you can make a 3-point shot and start Kiki at the 3. I doubt they do that, but yeah, all in all, it's a situation that I think she's going to be well able for. I think Lucy Olsen's going to be well up for that, but yeah, I just hope. It's just a pity that it's taken an ACL injury for her to just automatically win out on that one. And it's also unfortunate for just Georgia Amore in general that she's hurt, because you never want to see a player, especially when they are just starting off their careers, getting hurt like this. But anyway, yeah, that's it. So lads, we are finishing the stream today. Thank you guys so much we've just hit 100 likes. Thank you guys so much. We are going to be streaming tomorrow, and then I will be streaming Friday, doing a live watch party of the games. I will be streaming Saturday for the Fever game. I'll be streaming Sunday for the Fever game. So don't worry, lads. There's going to be a lot of live streaming over the next couple of days on this channel. So anyway, yeah.